What's up, y'all? What is up? And welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, but you can call me EJ. And y'all, I am back with another P-Valley Let's Talk About It video. Now, today we're going to be talking about the character Derek. Now, we were able to get a little bit of insight on the character Derek when they did a deeper dive into the history of Mississippi. So we definitely want to talk about Derek and make some predictions on what we think is going to happen with this particular character. Now, before we go ahead and jump into this video, guys, please do not forget to go ahead and like this video, share the video, turn on your notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to your girl's channel. Now let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so let's go ahead and dive into Derek here. So Derek, well, from what we already know, is a super jealous person. We learned that on murder night, of course. We learned that he's been hitting Keyshawn for quite some time now, and that he has these rage issues. We know that he takes a lot of things out on her. And we know that, for whatever reason, Keyshawn seems to be really invested in him and seems to love him and, continues to stay with him. Now, what we are going to learn is the background of how this relationship started and some of the reasoning as to why he has these rage issues that he seems to have. Now, we are going to learn that Derek and Keyshawn, they're actually going to meet in while Keyshawn is actually trying out for the cheerleading squad. Derek is going to take up for her when some guys are hassling her. And I think this is the first time that we're actually going to get a glimpse into his anger. Now, although it seemed very admirable that he was taking up for her, you couldn't help but to see that he was going overboard. Now, I ain't even going to lie, no cap. Somebody spit on him. That would upset the heck out of me too. But when they tried to pull him off and when they were trying to calm the situation down, Derek just continued to go on and on and on, which then let me know that, okay, yeah, he definitely has some rage issues right from the jump. Now, we are going to get a chance to see them go on their first date-ish type of things. And we're also going to learn at this moment that Derek is going to also be popping up with just random bruises. We don't learn at this time that his father is abusing him, but we will learn that at a later time. Now, the person that Keyshawn got to see and got to meet initially was this guy who was really charismatic and super nice and swept her off her feet. He showed up at her house with a gown, shoes, and the whole 9 yards to take her to this mistletoe dance. So that's probably the person that she definitely fell in love with. Now, what we are going to learn later after the dance is that Derek has been abused by his father. He's going to have some bruises and he's going to confide in Keyshawn about these bruises. We're also going to learn from our wonderful narration from Uncle Clifford that Derek has been someone who has always followed the rules. You know what I'm saying? And he is someone who has done what he is supposed to do. Now, we have to remember that they are in the South. Regardless, they are still in the South, which means that race is still a big issue there. So this whole thing with them two is definitely something that is forbidden, is a forbidden type of thing. So, but of course they're teenagers and they're not looking at it any other way than from a teenager's angle. They're going to do what they do. And of course, not really think about the consequences of their actions, which is that, she could get pregnant. So they're left to kind of figure this thing out on their own. And we have to remember that they are not adults. They're not even adult-ish. They're both teenagers and they know nothing of life and their parents have basically abandoned them. So they're going to give us a glimpse into when this situation first takes its turn for the worst. The first time Derek decides that he's going to put his hands on Keyshawn. Now, argument kind of happens because of some bibs or something. She didn't like the color and it kind of just escalates from there. And Derek goes on to tell her, exactly how he feels. He tells her that his mom always thought that she was a gold digger. He tells her that, he feels that she trapped him. He tells her that, that he should have never stuck his D in the likes of her. And, he then goes on to tells her that, that he's stuck taking care of some backwoods bee. And then she says something along the lines of how she's taking care of him because she's 8 months pregnant and she has to, work at the Walgreens or something like that. Then Derek goes on to tell her, yeah, you should be paying for things because of you. My parents kicked me out, or my family kicked me out. And so at that moment, it feels like a lot of his anger and his aggression is, stemming from the fact that he feels like he's lost something and that she's the cause of it. Because you don't just say these things, like that's the real reasoning right there, is that you feel like she is the reason for all of your issues and your problems. She's the reason why you're not able to be at Ole Miss right now, because we are going to learn that Derek was a star athlete in the sport of cheerleading and that he got this scholarship to go to Ole Miss and to go be a co-captain there. And because of this, now he's not going to be able to do so. And we also learned that Derek's family seems to have money, because he does mention that even without the scholarship that he didn't necessarily that he could still go to school, that they would still be able to pay for it. But now it seems that his family has cut him off, which means that his future is also cut off. And it feels like it's all because of the color of her skin. Because, I'm just keeping it 100% real. I feel like if this had been maybe a different colored girl that he had gotten pregnant, his family might have been much more willing to help them out. So moving on to present day Derek, we're going to be able to get a glimpse into what's been going on now that Keyshawn has been gone for 2 weeks. So when she gets back, she's going to notice that her son is a little bit off, and she takes him to the doctor, and she's going to learn that he has these bruises on his back and that his elbow was out of place. So now not only has Derek been hitting her, but now he's starting to transfer this over to their kids as well. And so it's in this moment that I think Keyshawn maybe starts to formulate her plan of action. Now, this is just pure speculation. I have no clue if that's really what she started to do, but this is just fan theory at this point. But I feel like when she's confronting him about the situation and she's like, look, you can hit me, but, don't hit my children, like that I feel like this is her hard no. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is going to be the thing that says, okay, now it's time for me to go. And as they continue to have this argument could have stopped. It really could have, but she kept going and going and going. And then she said some things that I know that she knows would trigger him, because we've already seen that she knows him very well and she knows how to, how certain things are going to play out. And I think that she may have did this so that he would do what he always does. And now if social services or something like that shows up, because remember, the hospital, they're obligated to turn these type of situations in. So that has to happen. Unless it's just a whack hospital, they're supposed to turn these things in. So my theory is that she let that argument continue to escalate to get him to react that way, so that if these people do show up, they're going to see that she is a battered woman. You know what I'm saying? Derek ain't going to be able to lie his way out of this. She's a battered woman. He's hitting these kids, and this may be her way out. But that's just my theory. I don't know. Let me know what your guys' theory are. Let me know if you think this is going to be the breaking point for Keyshawn. Do you think that Derek is going to live? Or do you think Keyshawn is going to end up taking him out? I mean, I've heard of all sorts of theories. Some people think that Keyshawn is going to end up killing him, and some people think that, he's going to go to jail. Just so many different theories out here. So let me know what you think. Start the conversation down in the comments. And until next time, peace.